Okay. So, um, so something I whipped together kind of quickly, but I've been playing with making the software that created this presentation, and I thought I might as well do some research into something I was interested in, and then I thought I might as well make a video out of the slideshow. So, let us begin. All right, test-driven development. Do we smash or do we pass? Um, I went into this with very strong feelings that we smash, but uh, the results may shock you. So, we got some core assumptions that build the foundation of the reasoning of why we should use test driven development. One, core assumption one is that unit testing results in better software. So I've defined better very loosely at this point intentionally. Um, but that's it, right? Like somehow, by some measure, quantitative or qualitative, the software is better. Point two, if you're, uh, so if you have those unit tests and you change something, you'll know if your software broke, which means you can change things with more confidence, which should lead to faster iteration. Three, the more tests you have, the better your software is and the faster your iteration is. And four, test driven development will lead to you having more tests. Okay, so point one, does unit testing make better software? Answer yes, mostly. So, unit testing definitely reduces defects or bugs measurably. The amount differs depending on where you're looking. I have two citations here, one from IBM, one from Microsoft. The IBM team saw a significantly higher defect reduction. So, unit testing was more beneficial, but also they were moving to test driven development, not just unit testing with normal iterative ad hoc programming. So yeah, so the key is that unit testing, even without test-driven development, reduces um, defects and bugs by a measurable amount at the cost of dev time. So I think the Microsoft team got roughly a 19% defect or bug reduction and I think 20 to 30% dev time increase, right? That makes sense, but I am very suspicious of the claim that unit testing allows for faster iteration even in the future, just because from my experience writing code, when I change the code and I have to change the test, it doesn't quite work out that way. I also wasn't able to find much research focused on that specific point, so we'll see. So point two, does regression testing mean faster iteration? Probably not, in my opinion. But there's no research, so that's kind of an emotionally slash anecdotal basis for me. All right, so points three and four. Does test driven development lead to more tests, and do more tests lead to better software? So it's hard to say whether more tests lead to better software. I wasn't able to find any research on that specifically, but I was able to merge these together into one question. So, kind of. Um, Compared to waterfall techniques, so like stuff like test last, so like write all the code, then write the tests. Uh, Probably yeah, right. But compared to other agile techniques, stuff like iterate, test last, which is like uh, when you write a function and then you write the test for it instead of writing all of the functions, then writing tests for all of them, then we don't know. Most of the research, there's actually been a big, since around 2013, there's been people have kind of stopped researching TDD or major publications. I don't actually really know how research works. I'm going off of what I read in one of my citations, citation 2. Um, Research has, or major publications aren't publishing it, or something's going on where between 2013 and 2020 we aren't getting as much test-driven development research coming in that we still need because results are inconclusive. But what we know is stuff like iterate, test, last, where you're still writing tests with function pairs, might be just as beneficial or more beneficial. It's hard to tell. Um, that being said, I think a lot of people are still using waterfall techniques, especially in their own personal projects and such. I'm I don't have any real corporate programming experience, but from what I've seen, I don't think I've seen many personal projects or hobby projects using something like iterate, test last, or test driven development, or test first. So that might be somewhere where we need to do a little bit of work on. Conclusion: test and test iteratively. Either write your test in your function or your function then the test, but don't put one off until later. Use modern agile method, and we need more research. So that's it. I'll make sure to link this in the description since it's just a web page, and it'll have all of these references as well. So thanks for watching, and hope you gained something of value here.